this works. Hello, 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 everyone. Hopefully you guys can see my game. Nice, okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the TWL Season 19 Grand Finals. We got Morr, we got Ulda, two worthy competitors, surely. Yeah, so Morr is the higher seed. Um, Means he's gonna pick first. I'm also gonna advertise the stream in other places real quick. Yeah, just put it in here. Season 19 Grand Finals live stream. Okay, that's one place. If y'all are interested, nothing to do now. I can't add fucking groups anywhere. Whatever. Okay. Right. Good. Hopefully people will start to show up. I'm also in the Discord, but I'm muted. They're talking it out there to ban the faction stuff. But anyway, Morr is the higher seed. He decided to pick first, I think. I can maybe move this a little bit so you guys can see the factions at least. I want you guys to see the armies though. So we have some stars blocking the way. Okay, yeah. So Morr picked first. I think he banned Nervii Iceni, and then Ulda banned Swaby and Pontus. So Morr picked Massilia, very strong pick. Not sure exactly what is being picked yet for Ulda, but it looks like it might be Carthage, which would be a very good matchup to start this final on. Just so we're all aware, the picking order and stuff, like the pools. It is round 5, so first two games will be in pool 2, so that's the medium factions, Nervii, Getae, Iceni, Kush, Pont, Swaby, Massilia, Carthage, Aravaki, Bactria, Ardea, Epirus, and Lusitani. Games 3 and 4 will be in pool 3, the shitty factions, so Syracuse, Sparta, Pergamon, Athens, ODK, Chimeria, Seleucid, Egypt, Nabatea, Macedon, and Colchis. And then if needed, game 5 will be in pool 1, so that's the good factions, Sababoia, Averni, Tullus, Armenia, Parthia, Galatia, Numidia, and Rome. So yeah, I think they're going to play everything on Nemesis, and I think that's the way to go. Otherwise, it's a little unbalanced on pyramids. And yeah, you guys can't see the armies, right? Okay, good. Just in case, but yeah, this should be exciting. Ulda, who did Ulda beat? He beat Safado 3-1 in the semifinal. A very good series as well. Morr beat Barry 3-2 in a very close series. He won the final game with Massilia against Bactria. Carthage. Now, I'll be honest, like out of full disclosure, I've played a lot of practice games with Morr, so I kind of know what he's going to do in a lot of these matchups, and this is one of the matchups that he thought would happen. To his credit, he's been very, I think, smart about how he wants to do the pick bans, and I think he's pretty well prepared, all things considered, for what could come. So that's good, obviously. But yeah, Massilia Carthage, it's a classic matchup. I'm not sure what Ulda will take, obviously, but one of the key things in this matchup when I've played it before is the Numidian nobles against the Tarentines. Because the Tarentines, they'll outnumber the Numidian nobles often 4-2. And what that means is, of course, the Numidian nobles will destroy them in melee. They have tons more melee capability. But if the Tarentines can save their javelins, the Numidian nobles cost so much and are so important for Carthage's game that eventually they have to go and do stuff in the battle. And that's when the Tarentines can really take over, right? Because when the Numidian nobles can no longer just like sit there and dodge the javelins of the Tarentines, then and they have to go commit into melee or go after archers and stuff, then the Tarentines can just shoot them down. And if they inflict even good HP damage and get a few kills on the Numidian nobles, I'm not talking a few, I'm talking like 10, 15 kills, that really reduces their effectiveness. And it turns the battle a lot in the favor of Massilia, because of course Massilia is going to have better infantry, more spam, maybe more cav, probably better cav as well because Carthage, I mean, they can bring the noble cav, but if you're bringing the mini nobles, they cost a lot. Obviously, like the 4 Terrantines actually cost about the same, but they take up more unit slots, right? So you don't have to spend as much money everywhere else. Whereas Carthage, then, with no cheap missiles, with expensive infantry, Samnites, they end up having to spend their money a little bit. You have to go cheaper on the other 18 units, right? If you're spending 2,000 on your Javcav both sides, but obviously Massilia is spending it on 4 units, so there's 16 units left, and obviously Carthage will have 18. So Massilia, the rest of Massilia's army is going to be slightly more money invested in it per unit. But yeah, it's a very good matchup. Obviously, a lot of options for both sides. This often in the past has been like an infantry-heavy matchup where Massilia can go. Obviously they'll bring some lancers probably, but they have the axe warriors, they have the thorax swords, they have the Celtic warriors. Between those units, and with 8 melee max, that really gives them tons of options. Carthage can bring the Samnites, the Scutaria if they want, but of course, again, it's expensive. And yeah, this is the matchup, so they both readied up, so that's very good. And yeah, now we can just get into it. Let me remove the hiding thing. What's up, everyone? Hi, welcome. Just so everyone's aware, I can go through the rules real quick. The rules are 8 melee, 5 same, and 4 Javcav. There's no infantry limit, there's no cavalry limit, there's no missile, like foot missile limit. And the way the matchups are chosen, in case you guys aren't aware, is that there's a pool of factions, and 4 factions are banned, two bans for each side, and the bans are global, right? So if you ban Nervii, nobody can play Nervii. And then player 1 picks and player 2 picks. And actually, you might think that gives an advantage to either player 1 or player 2, but it's actually, with the pools that exist right now, it's actually very fair, because first pick gets the strongest remaining faction in their eyes, whatever the player believes that to be, and then player 2 gets to counterpick that faction. So that actually leads to a lot of good matchups where the counterpick, they might have some advantages because they're counterpicking, but their faction is straight up just weaker overall. And it ends up just being a lot of balanced matchups that we normally play if we do matchup faction, to be honest. But the ability to pick the factions this way is pretty good because it gives both players an opportunity to push the matchup in a certain direction, if that makes sense. But yeah, let's look at the armies. So we got Morr here as Massilia. He has a squadron of 4 Pace Lancers. He has 2 Massilian Cav. I'm actually surprised he takes the Massilian Cav not as the gen, but maybe he's planning to play aggressive with them. He has the 4 Terrantines, as you'd expect. His infantry core is 3 Celtics and 5 Axe Warriors, one of which has a bunch of chevrons. So this Axe Warrior is actually really strong with 3 chevrons. And then he has 2 Celtic Slingers. Morr, or Ulda, has actually gone with no Numidian nobles, so that's also an option, but it's kind of risky, especially because he's going 2 Balearics, right? So the Balearics are going to be at risk. He does have 4 Carthaginian Cav and the Noble Cav gen. He has Scutaria, Samnites, Scutaria, Samnites, Scutaria, Samnites. So he's gone for the infantry heavy army. So he's got a Libyan as well, and Italian. So he's got 3 Scutaria, 3 Samnites, a Libyan, and an Italian sword. This is one of the strongest infantry corps you'll ever see Carthage bring. He also has 2 Balearics, so he's not skimping out that much on the missiles either. He does have 3 late Libyan hoplites, very good unit, and he has 2 Libyan peltas kind of to deal with the Terrantine. So Morr has a distinct infantry disadvantage. He has a massive cavalry advantage. He has more cav, and he has 4 lancers, which Carthage only has 1. And Carthage does have the peltas, but it's unsure how effective they're going to be at shooting cav because they have to deal with the Terrantines. Now, Carthage has a massive infantry advantage. The battle, I think, is going to be really important for this is the Balearics, right? The Balearics are either going to die to the Terrantines or, be able to output a lot of damage shooting down cav. And that will be the determining factor here. Ulda just instantly surrounding, Morr instantly surrounding, but Ulda just says, I'll just point everything backwards and you can't do shit. So I'd like Morr to bring his cav a little bit more to the flank here, because he wants to be able to threaten charges, for example, instant charges on the Scutaria with his Terrantines, and also force more of a surround. But these guys will come into play late game. So here we go. It's gonna be a classic YOLO charge from everything, and yeah, it looks like Morr is gonna get the worst of it, much worse of it, to be honest. Letting the YOLO charges come in is really bad, for sure. He has the Lancers, right, so he wants to get the charges. But we'll see. He also has a Celtic insta-flanking. He's going to charge down this unit. So, big charges down the middle. It's going to favor Ulda at the start because his infantry is just better and he didn't get good charges. Morr really wants to be the aggressor there. He wants to be running forward with his cav. Not able to do so, though. Lancer getting shot in the back, though. Peltis doing some damage here. Now it's about the ability to flank here. He's charging the back of his own men here. Don't think he's going to do very much. This charge should be really good, though. Just going to destroy a Carthaginian cav. There's a flag here, but that Semnite is somewhere else. I think it's here. Engagements on the flank are looking pretty good. Peltis gonna eat a charge, but not take too much damage there, so that's pretty good for Ulda. But now, of course, like, he can't just kill down the Balearics. The Balearics not gonna get much value here. The Slingers will survive. Carthaginian Cav going down. And again, this can still kind of turn into a semi-kite at some point. Axis breaking through. Nice breakthroughs on the left here are really good, but the Italian sword will try to plug that gap. I want to see Lancers on the flank here. The General also getting shot down. This Pelt is probably going to die. But this flank is looking good. Obviously, there's still a lot of healthy infantry. He needs to get this Lancer out instantly. He needs to remove this from this fight because it's just dying for no reason here. And not pushing the flank. The Celtic Slingers are going to survive with minimal losses, which is good. But I think this is going to look good for Ulda here because mostly he's defending his own ground right now more. He's not going behind. He's not aggressing the rear lines, which is what he wants to do. Finally gets this Lancer out. Only lost 13 men. It's not the word of the world. He's going to have all this cav for the endgame, but there's still a lot of Carthaginian cav left, and that's a big problem because Carthaginian cav alive means that these infantry will eventually win, and then together they can hunt down the remaining Hippeus Lancers. So not enough aggression on the flank, I would say, at the moment. Peltis also just like surviving here. They're surviving the Massilian Cav and Tarentine charges because they're still, they're still medium. They can take a charge. And he only has 2 slingers, so he can't really kite, and the Balearics are still alive, right? So the Balearics, all the Balearics need to do is just shoot Cav at the moment, and then eventually just kill the slingers. And the infantry line will crumble here. Carthaginian Cav low, but now the Lancers are finally moving around the flank. This Axe Warrior is still pretty healthy, so if he can keep it alive, that would help. Big Peel are gonna come in here. Yeah, getting a good amount of kills. Pelt is finally going to go down, but these Pelts actually did their job. Like, they survived a lot of charges. And the Slingers look like they might fall, so this looks like a pretty convincing game for the side of Ulda here. Yeah, the biggest problem for Morr was he let the Carthaginian Cav get charges, and they didn't even get Pila off. Like, his infantry didn't get Pila off, so his infantry lost faster than they otherwise would have. If he gets the charges with his Cav, right, then, of course, these Lancers are going to do a fuck ton of damage to the Carthaginian Cav, which means they're going to be super weak and ineffective the rest of the battle, and his Axe Warriors won't get charged, and that will mean they're a bit more effective in the late game. But yeah, very solid game from Ulda here. Just charged forward, took the initiative, and said my infantry is going to win, and it doesn't matter if you have a lot of Cav. And these Peltas actually did a great job. Like, they just didn't die to charges. They have 50 health, good armor, 65 armor, medium mass, so they don't really die to medium cavalry very effectively. And yeah, so he's got the Balearics are still alive. Yeah, Ulda wasn't able to attack the rear lines with the Tarentines because the Carthaginian Cav were so healthy, they could defend the rear lines. Whereas if they had taken a charge from the Hippeus Lancers at the start, I feel like they would have been so weak that the Tarentines could have came up and just javeled them and eliminated them. But yeah, very fast game. I think that's something that Ulda will like. I mean, he's definitely playing for like the aggressive rush heavy style here. And yeah, I mean, not much to say. Just the Carthaginian Cav got their value, so the infantry cooked for Ulda, and then the Axe Warriors just didn't get anything on the Celtics as well because they got charged. And obviously they were just worse in the first place, so it needed to be more aggression on the flanks from the combo of the Tarentines and the Hippeus Lancers. Maybe get a Celtic out on the flank where he can activate, but of course he also had more infantry on the side of Ulda there. So very well played. Also would like to see more skirmish a bit more. Maybe keep like 2 Tarentines in front of his own line so that when Ulda tries to run forward, you can just Pila like shit from the front, like enemy cav and stuff from the front. Because all the units were turned around to his Tarentines in the back. And because he had nothing in the front, it just meant that Ulda was happy to just run forward and attack quickly. So very nicely done from Ulda there. Pretty solid, yeah, very solid game I would say. Oh, let me put the hide thing up again. Yeah, so I would say, I mean, you did get to counterpick this game, and pool 2 I would say is the best pool to counterpick in because there's just a lot of good factions. So the strongest available faction is usually not that much stronger than a bunch of other possible factions, and then you get to counterpick with a bunch of options, and you can play into what you want. I think Ulda got that here. Like, Massilia is a good faction, but Carthage is a very strong counterpick, and obviously he just played like the game like the way he wanted to, so very effective from Ulda, but now Morr will get the chance to counterpick. I'm not gonna unmute, I think. and listen to their conversation because I don't really want to do that. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they ban. I mean, we'll have to infer. Maybe I can. Fuck it. There, I'm muted still, but I'm deafened. Maybe they're talking. I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to wait. I'm gonna grab some water.
I'll take.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're talking now, so I will listen.
Celia.
Okay, now Ulda's going Massilia. So I don't know what the bans were, but I can infer them after this pick.
Good pick.
Yeah, I would say one thing Morr has to be worried about is just like he can't get YOLO. Like there's gonna be aggro from Morr or from Ulda in every single game. He's gonna go for the YOLO charges, and Morr has to be ready to deny these from happening. Like him getting YOLO charge there, like pretty much instant loses the game. His Lancers need to just like there's no risk, right? His Lancers can just charge out in front of his infantry and get value by either charging into the Carthaginian cav or into the infantry line. If he hits the
I'll take
infantry
his
line,
Steny.
it's very good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Morr's gone Iceni, so I'm assuming Pont and Battery were banned. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't want to take us against Iceni anyway. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. So it's going to be a very similar game where, like, probably the same thing. Like, there's going to be no Jav Cab, so the Terran is going to be very effective. But the infantry core is going to be insanely powerful for Iceni. You guys can't see the army, right? Yes, okay, good. And now it's just up to the charges and then the effectiveness of the Tarantines. And again, it's gonna be even easier for the Tarantines to make plays here, I think, because the spears are gonna be a bit weaker, or well, I don't know, maybe that's not true. So maybe it'll be fine, but the cab is definitely a bit weaker to missiles overall. Interesting army from Morr. But yeah, you have to definitely be worried about the cav rush. I mean, if Massilia goes for some infantry tech, I think you're probably okay. I mean, maybe you need to be thinking about bringing one heroic noble here, but you don't have to because you're really worried about the cav, obviously. But Iceni is pretty strong. Their infantry is tanky as fuck. They have Levy Freeman, obviously. They have good slingers to again shoot units as if they're not engaged, shoot cav. But you have to feel if Ulda will get some YOLO charges, it will be pretty effective overall. And you know, yeah, I mean, Levy Freeman and the Sword Band, the painted ones, like those are three units that you expect to bring as Iceni, and those are all weak to the Tarantine charges from the rear. Much, more than like the Scutaria, for example, were. Ult is ready. That's good. I'm gonna get some water before this starts. Vet Riders will be useful, but they're weak to the
What are
javelins,
these
right?
upgrades?
Yeah, sorry man, gotta spend my last cash.
But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be. Yeah, they are cheap for sure, and they'll counter, but it's really effective. Like the Lancers on the, you can even think on the initial YOLO line. If Ulda just YOLOs his entire line, you don't really want to eat that charge as a Vet Rider, really. I mean, it will fucking explode. I guess they are heavy though, so maybe not so bad. But with low armor, they will take a lot of damage on the charge. Okay, well, they set up here. I'm gonna go quickly grab something to drink. I'll uncover this and be right back. let's look at the army. So, you guys can see this, right? Yeah, okay, good. Army 4, Morr 5, Chosen Swordband, very solid. Swordband, Swordband painted 1, Swordband. Painted ones are nice because of the fear effect too. Plus the ability to kill quickly with the high charge and good attack and stuff. Bonus for his infantry. He can break through the lines quickly, which will kill the the infantry. He has a really strong cav force. He has 4 vet riders and 2 noble riders, heroic riders, whatever. So very strong cav force, which makes a lot of sense. And then he has 2 spearband and 2 levy freemen. So and 2 slingers as well. So yeah, pretty good. So, okay. Good. Now the army 4.
Right. Good luck, have fun.
Microphone.
Let's see if they're gonna fucking mute and shit. They probably should.
And I am ready, of course.
The army 4
I'm
Ulda
just
looks like
still setting up a bit.
4 thorax, 3 axe, 2 levy freemen, 1 more axe. So 4 thorax and 4 axe. So again, very strong infantry. Not so much cav. He does have 4 lancers and a Massilian cav, and only 2 jav cav, right? So he's kind of got a heavy
I
infantry
dismounted my
force.
horses for a second.
And he also has 3
Classic
slingers,
shit.
so there's not that many jav cav. I'm not sure I like that, but it actually might be okay against this kind of army
Right,
because,
I'm ready.
well, like,
Let's go.
there's not so much cav, and there's actually a very
Let's
healthy
go.
infantry force. Okay, they're not gonna meet. It's definitely. There's a very healthy infantry force for Massilia, which means we definitely know what he's gonna do. He's gonna plow forward with the Pace Lancers and just look to kill the front line, which means he's gonna have to countercharge with his vet riders, maybe with his heroic riders as well, and eat the charge from the lancers. But that will allow his chosen sword band to go to work, and there are 5 of them. There are the painted ones, so he does have the infantry advantage. The axe warriors will beat the sword band, but everything else is pretty winning for IC. But he cannot allow the Pace Lancers to charge once again. That will be devastating. And he does have to deal with the 2 the 1 Tarantine and the 1 Skirmisher Cav. This is a fucking useless unit though. And then yeah, just get stuck in the infantry fight. He has the extra spears to help, win the flanking fights, deal with the Jav Cav and stuff. There are 3 Celtic Slingers, but they shouldn't be able to enact too much pain. It's a very long line for Ulda as well, which makes sense because he has the Cav advantage. He wants to spread more out, and force him to, be wide and defend a longer front against the Lancers. Once the initial charges come in, the Lancers will flank. And yeah, but there are 6 Cav to 5. Melee cav wise, and they're obviously the Tarantine stuff. But yeah, it should be very interesting. I'm surprised. I would just throw my Levy Freeman out in front here and let them die, to be honest. Yes, you have to deal with the Tarantine. Maybe I would just put like 1 Levy Freeman in front. Like the Skirmisher cav doesn't really bother me that much. He does have the Spearband, but these guys are actually pretty good. So you don't want them to just die to the Lancer. They want them to kill the enemy Levy Freeman. But yeah, I think Ulda is just gonna YOLO again here, so we need to be a little more ready for that if we're more. Here come the Skirmisher Kev and the Tarantino. Looking for some help. So he's just gonna pre-order. We can look at this. He's just pre-ordering the attacks right now. But his infantry is like, again, dangerously far in front of his cavalry line. Okay, he's gonna run up the cav now. This is good. Timing looks pretty decent. Skirmisher Kev gonna eat some slinger fire. Yeah, the timing is fine here. And again, he has all his shit pre-ordered. He's gonna eat 1 charge here though. So these charges are gonna be very good. Oh, we got blocked! Bad there. Heroic Rider gonna eat 9 casualties, peel of fire from the Levy Freeman. But he's gonna get in pretty clean except for here. So we don't mind that. Maybe here as well if the rotation comes in. But he also got a charge blocked, which is really bad. You can see Veteran Rider's 30 casualties. 30 casualties, they are eating shit. But the infantry is at least getting in pretty clean. The flanking action is already on, and that's pretty nice. There is 1 axe warrior who's gonna break through for free, but there are 2 units grouped up here, so they can just rotate. Doesn't want to go for that charge with the general, I think. But the flanking action's already on. Rotation's coming in. Sword band breaking through. This chosen sword band should be fine here. He's saying I don't need to engage here. I'm winning these fights. I can chill. Here, Lancer already dead. Painted one's coming in for a charge, but the Thorax will get the charge here, so it's not end of the world. Oh, don't get a peel of either. That's a criminal.
What do we say?
This is not a great engagement, I would say. Like, this is kind of pointless. Like, these axe warriors are still gonna win. He needs to break through now. He needs to rotate and break through, otherwise it's gonna be a bit of a problem. Now this Tarantine causing problems, shooting down vet riders. With a plum. This spearman got 0 kills. Well, I got 12 kills actually, but not really on the lancers. This veteran rider is dead. Skirmisher Cav comes in to do some damage. Yeah, will do some damage, but won't kill very much. And now it's just the infantry grind. Axe warriors. Okay, let's see. Second spearman says, "I'm gonna come and peel you." One was a little better, but not great. Okay, cycle charge coming in with the swordband. That makes a lot of sense. Chosen swordband, not really doing too well. I'm not sure if they got the best of charges here. This lancer though is gonna die. General's still pretty healthy. All three slingers though are healthy. There's a couple healthy lancers, a couple healthy cav. All good. These slingers need to start killing cavalry though. If they don't start killing cavalry, we're gonna be in for a long night. Where's the painted one? Painted one's still here, causing that fear effect. This lancer gonna die. Slinger's still alive, but the slingers are gonna be causing massive pain now. I mean the Celtic slingers now. I think I would actually shoot this in the back here, but this Thorax is going to go down. Once this goes down, it'll open the entire flank, and that should be really good for Morr. He's going to collapse through this flank, get into the rear of this unit, get into the rear of this unit. There's a breakthrough here, though, by a very healthy axe warrior, in fact. Painted one's engaged as well. They killed off this Lancer. Now the way to the flank is open. There's only 2 units of cav here. There's very many, well, not much more for the side of, this is a Massilian cav, though, remember, not a Lancer. And I feel like Ulda's being, or Morr is being too passive here. Also, this Thorax sword has been stabilized, which kind of blows. I think he should have been a little more aggressive on the flank, but now this unit's definitely gonna die. He needs to get to the slingers, though. He has, like, healthy Levy Fury. Like, I don't know why these Levy Fury are just so passive, right? They're just not doing anything. And now there's 2 cav. I guess 2 cav for each side, so that's good. The slinger is gonna go down, but it is killing a good amount of lancers. Morr's a little too passive here. Like, he's so defensive. Here comes some aggression, finally. But he's just losing the infantry fight. Oh, I guess you kind of have to take this fight. It's a Massilian cav. I don't know if you realize that. This Lancer gonna go down, but not before getting a lot of value here. Thorax sword did break, but the infantry line is not winning. And I think what happened was he didn't get very good charges. But it was kind of hard to tell. But yeah, these slingers are also just cooking. I wouldn't be surprised if they have very good kills. Yeah, almost a chevron on all 3 of them. And whereas these slingers, okay, they have a chev, I guess. Not really sure from shooting what though. But yeah, the flank is just breaking open, and these slingers were untouched. And again, like, he couldn't really do this. If his slingers are going to be shooting backwards the whole game, which they kind of were, then why not send the Levy Freeman around the flank with the cav and try to go for the enemy slingers? You can't, like, try to use defending against the skirmisher cav and the Tarantine, 2 units with, like, 5 of his own units, which left his, like, line very, very passive, and opened his, like, infantry up to some charges. Some of his charges got blocked, and yeah, this is going to cause disaster, and there's no stabilizing this situation, I think. The slingers are too much here. But yeah, his chosen swordband did not do great. They didn't get very good engagements. One got charged at the middle. That was the one where, like, the axe warrior won with a bunch of extra men alive. It was like 100 men or something. That's because they just got charged. So his charges, like, there was a gap in the line somewhere, which allowed a free lancer charge. In some places, he got pretty good charges as well. But in the end, like, on the balance of the charges, it was a little bit better for Massilia. So we could be looking at a very, very short series here at 2-0. And yeah, the Lancer's got decent value. There also, like, a Spearband died here for no reason, just, like, died to a cav. Got no kills, and get Pila. So that's not good. And yeah, there was a little bit of not coordination. Like, the Vet Riders just, like, insta-died on the charge, which I thought would happen. And then there wasn't enough coordination on the flank between the remaining cav and some, like, infantry forces. And yeah, I mean, on the balance of that, you can see, like, look at the Vet Riders just absolutely get fucked by the Lancers. And of course, also Slinger Fire. Axe Warriors, Thorax Warriors doing really well, and look at the infantry not getting their value. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I had to look at it again, what exactly happened, because I really feel like the Chosen Swordband should be dominating this infantry fight. Of course, like, 4 and 4, it's a really strong infantry force. There are only 5 Chosen Swordband, so in a few places, you're going to have the advantage. As Celia, but if the Chosen Swords get a good charge on Thorax, they should just insta-kill them. And look at how much are left on the Thorax Sword. So many men, which means he definitely didn't get good charge. I saw, like, some of his guys got blocked by, like, Levy Freeman and, like, Cav and stuff. Like, they didn't get a charge, and that probably really fucked them over, because the Barbarian Infantry are always relying on that charge to build up a good advantage in the combat. Um, And yeah, like Heroic Rider just not getting values. Tarentines and Skirmisher Cav did so much, just being annoying and forcing units to look backwards for them, which you don't want. And then yeah, the Slingers got a Chevron, but like kind of fake. Like I feel like these Slingers are doing so much. Obviously, like the Bat Riders are super susceptible to this, but with the 4 spears to 2 and the extra Cav unit, I feel like you just want to be around the flank much more as I see in force. He went around his right, but he only had a spear band there, and it ran into a reserve axe warrior and just like died. So that wasn't good. Like he committed a vet rider to, like YOLO charge the axe warrior, but it was an axe warrior that was only fighting like a spear band or something. So it wasn't never gonna lose that even with a vet rider YOLO, and the vet rider kind of died for it. So yeah, a bit of miscoordination. I feel like I see you there. You just play to win the infantry fight straight up, and you don't need to flank. But because of like the way the engagements happen, and because he was committed to using his slingers to defend against the Javcav, now the enemy slingers have no enemy, like can just shoot freely, right? So then you kind of need to get into them. If your 2 slingers are shooting, sure, like he has 3 slingers, and you only have 2, but yours do more damage, and your infantry should in theory be winning, and that's fine. But because his infantry didn't get good charges, and then he tried to flank because his slingers were looking backwards, these slingers got insane value, shooting the units that were flanking, shooting the painted warriors. You know, the vet rider is obviously very weak to the missiles, and then of course the infantry actually held on. So another very good game. And now we go. Looks like Seleucid ODK is on the table, which is an interesting one. I think yeah, Morr has a good pick ban. Obviously, we didn't listen to it this time, but the pick ban basically is okay. They're starting. I showed the army, or no, I didn't show the armies. I'm genius. Okay, let me move this again. Yeah, and he also like flanked on the left side where there was no reserves. There was no reserves on Ulda's on Morr's left side for Ulda, and he got a spear on the flank, but it was unsupported. It just died to a lancer. Imagine if the heroic rider was flanking there, right? Then even if the spear gets charged and he doesn't get peel off, the heroic rider just counter charges, and now it's like a free win for the heroic rider because the lancer wouldn't get a charge. Instead the spear just died, and then another layer free went up, and it did get peeled, but okay, it also died, and that's just like 2 spears that could have been pressuring the flank with a heroic rider and forcing Cav to either engage and fight a spearman, which is never good, or like give up space and then you get rear charges with a heroic rider. So that was also a big mistake, IMO. Okay, nice. So we got Celia ODK. This is a kind of insane matchup, IMO, for ODK to try, but it's possible. Eastern Slingers, 4 Eastern Slingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thorax Swords. So I bet like probably like Colchis and Mastodon got banned or some shit, and then I don't know, somehow Naba and Nabate also got banned. I don't know, whatever. But yeah. Or no, he probably bans Naba and Colchis, and then, like, obviously, Ulda doesn't want to let Mastodon be the only faction in there, so he bans Mastodon and something else, and then so this is expected. But anyway, ODK, it's a crazy rush, it makes sense. It's 4 Jav Cav, 3 Thracian Royal Cav, 3 Thracian Nobles, 4 Falksmen probably, or Thracian Warriors, whatever, with 1 Falksman in reserve. So that's 8 infantry. He's got 2 Thracians, 1 Thracian skirmisher. It's a 41 damage added melee unit, and then that's it. So it's not many units, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 units maybe? 17? Very small. And it's 8 infantry, 3 cav, 11, 12, 16. Yeah, 16. The army for Morr, 4 Tarentines, very strong. 4 Median cav, sure. 5 Thorax, sure. 4 Eastern Slingers, makes sense. A couple of Hillmen. Eastern Califrac or Hellenic Califrac General. Now there is a lot of good units on the field. The key in against ODK is to kill the weak units, right? Like sure, there's only 16 units first of all. You have a lot of extra units. It doesn't even need to be in these big lines. Like I would box up my units so they're more mobile. And then, of course, yes, the Thracian nobles are a big deal. But anywhere there's not a Thracian noble, there are only 3 of them. The Thracian Warriors Falksman will just die instantly, so I would just focus fire. I would put 2 units of slingers here and just insta kill this unit. Put 2 slingers here, insta kill this unit. Start focus firing the next unit. Now, sure, the Thracian nobles will get in and kill your Thorax. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter at all because you're just gonna walk forward, kill the other units, kill the Cav with your superior Cav. Well, you don't have superior Cav, but you have extra Cav basically. And yeah, that would be it. Nice javelin volleys here from the Tarantines. The Tarantines can also prove themselves very effective just by dumping the shit out of the
Advance at
Thornton.
speed.
I don't know, running away is just risky also, because you know you're just gonna get yellowed here. But nice shots here, gonna start killing. Okay, he's gonna turn around, but slingers need to not get charged, obviously. Nice, yeah, so like again, like insta-killing Thracian Warrior, now it's gonna die. Okay, he's gonna sack Mapila here. Oh, he turned around, I mean, that's just not it. Here come the rest of the YOLO charges. Nice Mapila dodge there. Are you just gonna come charge again? Maybe? I don't fucking know what's happening. All I know is that the advantage is much in the favor of Ulda right now, or of Morr right now. He's killing an entire Thracian Warrior, he's killing a lot of Jav Cav. He hasn't been charged yet, but the charge is coming. He needs to be careful now. The Cav is kind of far back, so it's okay. But the Slingers just need to just sit here and fire now. They need to be on. They need to be repeating turrets at this point. And you can also just like you can straight up just charge here and win with the Hillmen, because the Hillmen are gonna kill 40 dudes with their Peel right now. Yeah, dumping the shit out of another unit. The Cataphracts could even charge. But now here comes another repeal, another 9 kills, very nice. Okay, that general's dead pretty much. And now what's happening is that nobles are really far back, right? So now you can just kill, yeah, you just walk in, you kill all this shit. I mean, you can see like 20 men dead, or 20 men left here. Another nice, and he's also glitched the charge, you like dodge. Okay, nice charge there from Ulda. But the Thracian nobles, he's just running away from them. It's a classic. The Foxmen will get some kills, obviously, but the Hillmen, okay, the Hillmen are gonna lose. He's gonna have to commit here, sure. Oh my god, holding a Cataphract charge. That was risky as fuck. But it worked. Now his slingers are inside his cav, which is bad. Okay, only Cataphract actually got out pretty clean there.
We await your command. Advance!
Now he needs to use the Median Cav. Like, the Median Cav need to activate here. But he is, yeah, he's doing the right thing. Mostly, killing off these units. And even like the Thracian nobles, look, like, this guy got charged, okay, sure. Sure, they're gonna win here. But there's not that much Cav, and there's not enough Cav to win here, realistically. Like, this Thracian Royal Cav is gonna die to a combo with the, you know, with the Cataphract here. Devastating Javelin volleys on the flank here. Thracian Noble now gonna get dumped. A lot of fucking Thorax still alive. Sure, Thracian Noble can win here, but who cares? This unit is so out of the fight, it doesn't even matter what it does. It's Jover. Jav Cav are dying on the flank. Yeah, there's like a couple Thracian Royal Cav here, but they're just gonna get countercharged. Nice charge here from the Median Cav, gonna hit both these units. A couple Slingers might die, but the Hellenic Cataphract should just clean everything up here. And the Thracian Nobles are also just dead, so this is looking quite good. Okay, this is like a full-through IMO. But this unit was so weak, it's just gonna get killed by the Hellenic Cataphract. There's a Median Cav coming into the flank. Just pull the Slingers back. Maybe these two Jav Cav could be a little annoying. If they could get into the Slingers here. But there's two Median Cav here, so you can just pull them out. The Thracian Royal Cav aren't good enough to win against Median Cav without like getting a lot of charges and stuff. So, okay. Looks good for Morr here. He did the right, pretty much played this as you'd expect. He actually got a little help from Ulda, like by charging and retreating with his Cav, instead of just committing. It meant that the Pila was basically gifted for free. You can see the Thracian Nobles they're okay, but they're killing a Thorax Sword with fucking, with only 65 men remaining. It's not like that good. This one would probably have lost like 20 men or something. Now the Slingers can just really dump the backs of these Thracian Royal Cav, finish them off. Thracian Nobles will die later. Median Cav are still everywhere. Yeah, this was executed pretty well by Morr. Just avoid the Thracian Nobles as long as possible. I like what he did by shooting and then retreating. It spread them out, right? The Nobles are really slow. So the Nobles were like here, and the Falksmen were like here, getting killed by Thorax Swords. And then the Nobles got in. And that time that takes the Nobles to walk that distance and then engage gives you a little bit more flexibility. But yeah, well played. Pretty straightforward victory. But this is a big advantage, a very big advantage matchup for Morr, so cleanly won, but sort of expected. This guy's in head 10, so he's not gonna route. Yeah, 350 morale, sure. They triple speed. They run, so very nice, very nice, very nice. Yeah, 16. I mean, it's just kind of hopeless. I think if you try to play it like, oh, actually, they're worth 3 Folksmen, only 2 Thracian Warriors. Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, the Cav just didn't get enough value. The Jav Cav got diffed by the Tarentines, and then yeah, the Thorax Swords just do their job. The Slingers get some kills. Well, that Cav got a very clean charge. It was a very risky charge actually, because if the Thracian Noble just got a counter charge there, I don't think Ulda expected it. But if the Thracian Noble got a counter charge there, probably would have killed like 30 fucking Cataphracts or some shit. Because the Thracian Nobles just kill shit on the charge. But yeah, clean victory. So now, game 4. Now Ulda will be picking first. Morr will be picking second and banning second. Ulda will be banning first. That's gonna be interesting. But we'll have to see like how the pickman goes. I think Morr is. Oh shoot! Let me hide the screen. Can't get complacent. There we go. But yeah, we've only been 40 minutes so far. 3 games in 40 minutes. We're setting record pace here. I think that's how Ulda just wants to play. It's just a rush, so the games at least will be over quickly. Yeah, none of the games have been very long, huh? Probably may have spent more time in the army selection screen, to be honest, at this rate. But yeah, we wait and see now. I get some more water real quick. Maybe. Alright. Back, and no factions have been selected yet. Oh, we have a Nabatea pick. Good, Nabatea. Good to see them. So I expect Mastodon here for more, but if not Mastodon, oh, it is Mastodon. Perfect. Okay. Yes, this is a matchup that was definitely played a lot by both players. I think they both know what's going to happen here, but the meta is shifting slightly in this matchup. So Nabatea generally is taking like the full Cav spam YOLO rush. And then Mastodon has to defend against that with like good infantry and shit. You know, they don't want to bring too many Jav Cav. A lot of, like, one of the big adjustments was taking, like, of course the Jav Cav are very strong against Nabatea, but taking too many is bad because Nabatea is going to go forward and charge. And if you're spending like 560 or 490 or whatever on Tarentines or Thracian Cav, that's units that you don't have to defend against the rush. And yes, the Jav Cav are good against the Cav, but when the Cav just goes forward and charges your line, you need to defend against that. So now there's a bit stronger meta, but now that, you know, Mastodon's ability to defend with like 5 Thorax, 3 Thracians, missile hoplites, Thessalians, stuff like that, has been so strong, but now Nabatea is like, okay, I need some missile power of my own, so they start taking archers. And that's interesting as well. The Jav Cav need to kill the archers, but it's not so easy. Yeah, it's a very good matchup. It's a very chaotic matchup because it's just a fucking YOLO charge simulator, but the mid game is very, very chaotic. A lot of engagement happening at once, at least the way that it's been played. But we were actually just playing this right before the tournament, or before the game, so yeah, well, at least be ready. Will he be able to execute? And what will Ulda do? That's also a question. So let's look at the armies. Macedon is taking, as expected, 5 Cavs, just the companion Cav Gen, 4 Thessalians, and then 2 Thracian Cav. 2 regular archers. The regular archers are actually really good because they like kill the fucking shock Cav really quick. 5 Thorax Swords, 3 Thracians, 3 Militia Hoplites, so very strong defensive. You know, Militia Hoplites can eat a charge. Thracians very good against Cav. Thorax Swords very good. Ulda, though, is taking an interesting army here. He has got 1 Slinger and 2 Nabatean Heavy Archers. He's got 4 Lancers and 4 Nabatean Noble Cav. And he has 8 Infantry, I guess it's probably 4 and 4 Axe Warriors. And, actually no, he got 5 Axe Warriors, so that's good. 5 Axe Warriors, 3 Nabatean Swords. So yeah, it's 8 infantry, but these infantry suck. Like usually, Nabatea, like when I play this, I bring 1 hoplite, and the hoplite is just good because it's like a, you know, it's a bigger thrust into them. It can hold more ground, it can stay alive longer, whereas the axe warriors and the swords can't really do that. But he does still have 8 cav. He does have these archers. The problem is he has literally no defense against the jav cav. Usually you have like some cheap spears, or I guess you can use the archers here, but it's still very strong. 4 Nabate Noble Cav, 4 Lancers, 5 Axes, 3 Swords, 1 Slinger, and 2 Archers. So these 2 Jab Cav are hugely important in a game like this. So now it's a bit more, you know, skirmish heavy from Nabate. Obviously they're still going to YOLO rush, but now they have some counterplay in the missile department. Actually, a lot of counterplay in the missile department. So that makes it more important for Mastodon to win the engagements and bust through. And also, of course, these Jab Cav must stay alive. If the Jab Cav ever die, the game is literally just instantly over because the Archers will now have so much free reign and they can kite you in the late game. Because obviously these 2 Archers are pretty much useless for Mastodon. They aren't going to do anything. But these Jab Cav will cause huge problems in the early game. Can force infantry to slow down, turn around. It can pressure the Archers, force them to not shoot the Cav, which basically neutralizes them. That can be hugely good. Here comes the Jab Cav. Not gonna get shots through the Archers. Gonna miss, so all's well that ends well. No one hitting anything. A couple of javelins falling into the Axe Warriors, but again, he needs to get 1 Jab Cav behind, I would say, and 1 in the front here. Because yeah, Ulda's gonna say, look, your Jab Cav can go fucking behind all you want, but I'm just gonna run forward. But of course, it's still fine because these Jab Cav are gonna threaten the Archer's. That's the whole point. And yeah, Morr must be very, 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 very aware of the YOLO charges that are going to come in here. And he just has to use the Thracians well. His Thorax and Thracians are so much better than what Nabate has to offer infantry-wise. But the YOLO charges are going to come in from every which way, you know. And like here, of course, he's going to try to attack here the Archers, but the Archers should be fine. It's not, like, right now is not the timing, right? Now is not the timing. You want to get on the Cav. Get on the Cav, get 1 unit in front so you can't run forward like this. But here we go. It's gonna just be a charge for all the marbles, pretty much. Well, I don't like this. Well, I guess, yeah, right, like, now, kind of, Ulda has to go forward. Or, sorry, Morr does, because there's Archers on the field, right? So, here comes the Thessalians, though. They're gonna charge. Looks like they're gonna get a... Oh, I would just charge, man. I would just charge. I don't know what this is. Just, like, suicide, I mean. Okay, it's a fucking very nice volley, but I just don't get why you wouldn't YOLO here. Because now this Thorax is just taking a bunch of damage for literally no reason. Here it just gets a clean engagement. That's fine for both sides, really. Thracian's gonna engage here, gonna fucking nuke this, but again, here, gonna be a good YOLO. Okay, he's gonna pull back, but he has no Cav in support. He's gonna have to take the charge, yeah. Again, nice volley coming in from the Archers. But he's just risking it. He's playing it risky here. He's gonna have way better Cav health, but his infantry are going to take the YOLOs. Oh, here he's not going to get a charge. Oh, he did. That was lucky. It was the last second. But look, you can see these guys were dying. Thracian's still engaged, getting the advantage here. Going to lose on the flank here, though. He needs to get this charge. Yep, he'll get it. That's fine. Here, it's just a brutal war. But again, because he ate the YOLO charges, like, because he ate the charge with this Lancer, look, Lancer's lost 10 men. That's not worth it. Like, now your infantry's just gonna lose, when otherwise it would be a decisive victory, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. And now it allows these Cav to play defensively and defend the Archers. Although Lancers are dying, so in that sense it's pretty good. Nice shots from the Archers here. Nice shots from the Archers here, however. And he just needs to keep up the fire. But I think he's just going to lose the infantry fight, and that's going to be really, really bad if he loses the infantry fight. He's going to get around the flank here, though, with 2 Thessalians. That's going to be really nice. He can go after the Archer. They're just getting dumped by the fucking heavy Archers. The Companion also needs to add... The Companion is super important in this matchup, and needs to get into Cav fights, like, very, very quickly. Nice charge from the Thessalians. You're going to sacrifice 1 to kill 1. Fight here should be really good. Oh, he's going to... Oh, he's using both. He's also using both Jab Cav for the same purpose. That's really bad, right? He's using them to do the same thing when they could be doing 2 separate things. Companion now can activate, however. And the... Jen is getting some shots on it. This Cav got out, but it lost a lot of men. But yeah, the infantry is just kind of losing. And it's just like, why would you let that happen? I don't know. I can't explain that, to be honest. He is breaking through the center, though. That's good. His Jab Cav's still alive. Killing 1 Archer. Getting some good engagements here. 84-49, so he's winning here pretty heavily. He's actually getting to the general even, maybe. But these Thessalians are gonna die, so he needs the Companion to activate right fucking now and kill a bunch of shit. He needs to bust up the center, kill this, kill this, kill this, kill this. That's what he needs to do with the Companion now if he wants any chance of winning the game. But the cavalry is very depleted now. And here comes the full health companion cav, best unit on the field by a long shot. Archer's actually rear shotting the Nabatea noble cav, which is good, but the Thessalians are dead there pretty much. That's not going to help too much. So the companion now just nuking. The archer needs to focus fire this here. And if the general dies for Nabatea, that could also be huge. General did recently die. It could be a morale collapse now because the companion, again, is super healthy. The Jav Cab are getting in, and it could be a late game salvage here for Morr. I don't think he actually deserves to win this game though. But the companion is now full strength. There's nothing that can realistically stop it. Well, I mean, well, it's never say never, but the morale is going to be so shit on these units that they're just going to insta break. The Thorax held on. They could have been winning, but they held on at least. And yeah, looks like really good hold overall here. Yeah, and a couple of Thorax swords did win pretty decisively, and that was huge. Yeah, get the charge, for sure. And again, these noble cav just can't really stand up to the comp. Just have a few units here, pretty healthy. But there's this Jav cav, they're archers. And the archers are just super deadly at this point in the game. Nice peel. Oh, okay. Just the morale, the companion. The companion is so hard to stop as Nabatea, I'll be honest. Like, it's so fucking good. Like, you usually don't think about, like, companions as being that good. But, damn, with 70 armor and 100 health, it's a little bit better than most shot cav at the price. It's a tank, man, against Nabatea and basically light cav. Everything is light cav to them. But yeah, he busted through the center just in time to save his game because he was losing all over the battlefield. But then the morale penalty with Gen dying was enough. And yeah, salvage by Morr. He played it very risky to go for the Pila instead of the Chav charges there. I would say that was extremely risky. But he holds on, and okay, yes, Ulda won Pool 2 decisively, but Morr takes back Pool 3 decisively, which means I'm very glad we get to go to Pool 1. Because I think Pool 1 has just the straight up best skill matchups. And Ulda will be picking first, which I think is an advantage, but we'll see. Or Morr will be picking first, sorry. Which I think is a slight advantage. Oh, it's 19 units. That explains it. Yeah. Yeah, you can see Archer is getting some value. Cav not really getting. See, like the thing is crazy, right? Like he didn't even charge his Cav in. Some of them he did, but most of them he didn't even charge in, and they still don't get value. So you might as well charge them in initially, I would say. Like, I think you just kind of have to do that. Yes, it's a best of 5. So 2-2 now, BF5, pool 1 incoming. Fort decider. Yeah, so 2-2. Very lucky game. He almost lost. Like, again, his Jab Cab were in the same place. Like, obviously, it's easier to micro that way, but it's so bad because then any mistake costs you both Jab Cab, right? You want your Jab Cab to be spread along the whole back line of Nabatea so that you can pressure more places, right? And it makes Naba have to spend more cab to deal with your Jab Cab, basically. So, yeah, Morr didn't play that very well at all, I would say, but he did just enough with the Gen Snipe to get away with it. And his companion being very healthy in the late game. So, nicely done. Best of 5, game 5. That's what we like to see in the grand finals. Pool 1. So again, the Pool 1 factions are... Let me go find them real quick. Announcements, go up. Pool 1 factions are Saba, Boyai, Arverni, Tillus, Armenia, Parthia, Galatia, Numidia, aka Misesli, and Rome. So, a few of the big matchups are Saba versus Boyai, Saba versus Parthia, Boyai versus Tillus, and to a lesser extent, maybe like Armenia versus Tillus and like Galatia versus Saba, something like that. But Boyai Tillus, Saba Boyai, those are the big matchups, and Parthia Saba. Those are the 3 big ones. But Morr's plan, I think, is to try to avoid those by getting an advantage in the pick ban and try to get like Tillus Galatia or Tillus Armenia or something, which are playable but slightly advantaged. I mean, Tillus Armenia is something that's not really tested. Tillus Armenia might be fine for Armenia realistically, but it's not Tillus Parthia or Tillus Saba. And Morr picking Tillus means I think that's what happened. He bans Boyai and Parthia is what happened. No, Boyai and Parthia. He bans Boyai and Parthia Morr, with the idea being that since he picks first, Ulda has to ban Saba, right? Because Saba, without Boyai and Parthia, has no equal remaining. And so he has to ban Saba, which is the only threat to Tillis, except for maybe Armenia. But then if you ban just Saba and you leave Armenia, then you're risking Armenia getting picked against you, right? So you probably, as Ulda, ban Saba Armenia here because you don't want to face Armenia against anything. I don't know that that's the case, but we'll see what Ulda picks. So then, if he gets Tillis, you know, Boya is banned, right? So then you pretty much have to go Galatia to take an infantry fight, or you have to go Armenia, maybe like Numidia or something, to go for, you know, more of a skirmishy style. But Tillis is very strong. Oh, you know, he's going Boya, okay. Doesn't make much sense to me, but... okay, so it's Boya Galatia, I guess? Right. What were the bans? Okay, I'm trying to get the info from Morr. Okay, he banned Party Tyrus. Okay, so you... Okay, so Morr banned Parthiatilis, he Ulda banned Saba Numidia. Okay, interesting. So Parthiatilis bans is like you're saying I either want to play Boyai Saba or I get Boyai and you don't. And he banned Saba, so he gets Boyai against Galatia. This is a very, very winning matchup for for Boyai. In theory. In theory. The diff maker is the Oaththorn in this matchup. They're very, very hard to stop. You just take... Oh, I'm not sure if I'm hiding my screen. Fork. Oops. Anyway, you take exactly what Morr is taking. And you just rush. And both of them are super hard to kill. The advantage in cavalry is pretty sizable for Ulda's Galatia here. But you just win with the infantry. So, yeah, I'm surprised Ulda doesn't want to go for Saba Boya. I think that's what the matchup I would go for here. But if he's confident that Galatia can play this, you know, go ahead. But this is a matchup that I've lost to Morr before as well, as Galatia. It's not easy. Like, yes, you have the... I mean, sometimes I even bring just one Oathsworn, and you bring 5 heavy horse. But this seems logical, I think, what he's got here. But yeah, it will still come down to good engagements and stuff. Obviously, the Syrians, if Ulda chooses to bring Syrians, you kind of have to bring Syrians, honestly, on these rules, because it's 5 saves. You bring the 5 Galatian Legionnaires, you bring the 3 Galatian Swords, or the Nakeds if you want. That's guaranteed. You bring the Noble Horse and the 2 Cappadocian, guaranteed. The questions are, how much Javcav do you bring, and what do you bring for missiles? Like, you're going to bring some Syrians, you just don't have... Maybe you can go, like, Galatian Noble or something, I don't think that's good. You probably go 3 Syrians, and you probably go, like, 3 Javcav or something. That would be my guess. And that's exactly what Ulda's gone for, actually. So, that's good to see. So, quickly, Morr's army, very standard. 4 Cav, 2 Oathsworn, 5 Sword Followers, 1 Axe Warrior, and 5 Levy Freemen. Very strong. Strongest possible army, I think, for Boyai. Now, Ulda's in trouble here, right? What does he do? He's going to be down Levy Freeman if he brings the Javcav. How much value can you really get with the Horse Skirmishers? Do you bring Galatian Raider, maybe? But anyway, he's gone for the most standard possible Galatia army. Yeah, you know, she does have 1 Galatian Raider. Okay, fair enough. He has 1 Galatian Raider, 2 Javcav. Yeah, this is the standard one. You just have the extra money. 2 Horse Skirmishers, 1 Galatian Raider to actually be good in melee, 2 Kappas, the Noble Horse Gen, 3 Galatian Swords, 5 Legions, and 3 Mercenary Syrian Archers. Now, the Legions are good, but they don't diff the Sword Followers super hard, and you have more Cav. The Slingers are fine. They can just kill the Syrians slowly, or they can shoot Cav or Swordside Infantry and stuff. And then, of course, the Javcav are a big threat that... Yes, Boyai does need to devote a few Levy Freemen to deal with them, so that is a big problem at the start of the game. That can even up the spear battle, right? There's no spears that are any better than Levy Freemen on the field. So yeah, the Javcav can at least threaten the rear lines, force Morr to turn like 3 Levy Freemen, maybe the Axe Warrior, maybe the Slingers back. At the start of the game, though, I would just post up my Levy Freemen as here, and I would put my Slingers and face them backwards. And that way you have an entrenchment, right? Nothing can break through. The Javcav can't activate. You force them to activate once the engagements have started, because of course once the engagement starts, the Slingers can't just sit here looking backwards all game. Maybe they can actually, but that'll allow the Syrians a lot of work. But there's 2 Oathsworn on the field. That's the big deal. There's 2 Oathsworns. I don't like that Morr's put them in the center, personally. I don't know about that, because it just opens them up to all the fire. I would put my general here on the far left, so you can't get sword-sided by the archers, or maybe like here, so you have a little bit more flanking protection. And then just engage, bring the other Oathsworn in, and 2 legions are just gonna blow up to the Oathsworn, unless the Syrians can do enough damage and kill them. That's the big difference maker. But anyway, here we go. Game 5, everything on the line for the 3rd TWL champion. Sarah and I have won this tournament before, 19 seasons, only 2 champions, but now surely a 3rd one must be crowned unless we, I don't know, call it a draw or something. But that will not happen. So here we go. Torch skirmishers surrounding. The Escalation Raid are also really key. It can kill stuff in melee super well. 42 attack, 40 damage, 39 charge, 56 defense, insane melee stats. You can even go head to head with, you know, combat against Cav and stuff. Obviously they can't eat a charge. This is not good though. That's not good, boys. That is really bad actually. Just like mistake that should never be made here. Oh my god. And yeah, the horse skirmisher will take a trade 1-for-1 any day of the week. Even losing men here, the HP damage on the heavy horse is super important. Every peel of light will now do a little bit more damage. The Cappadocians have every more advantage. And of course, the 3 Cav for Galatia are super strong, but it's the infantry advantage for Boya that really, really shines. But of course, you know, if you can make it a late game situation, if you can kill off the cavalry of Boya, then, you know, the noble horse, the Cappadocians can start to get recharges and even out the game. And of course, the Syrians will be very safe to just pound the Oathsworn with heavy shot, precision shot, whatever it takes kind of thing. And he also has, look, Morris forced all his Levy Freemen back now, which means there's no spear line, which now means these Levy Freemen can get some free Pila, can manipulate these fights a little bit, maybe get Pila on the heavy horse, stuff like that. So I would bring, yeah, he brings his 3 Levy Freemen back to the front. He says, okay, I have enough protection with my slingers, which is correct. This is the right way to go. But, yeah, here we go. I mean, will Ulda YOLO? Is it worth YOLOing with Cappadocians? Because they're so expensive, they're so good in Cav versus Cav that YOLOing them sometimes feels like it's not worth it. Because then they just take Pila, which is bad. So Jav Cav now can make another strike here, because the slingers have turned forward. And, I mean, you can't let yourself get dumped here, you gotta go forward here. But Ulda says, I'll come to you as well. And here we go! The charge is gonna come in. Good target, Pro here. Not many Pila though. Not many Pila for anyone. Not much Pila anywhere, but this needs to make sure he gets a charge. Needs to make sure he gets a charge here. Okay, did last second. Absolutely brutal engagements all up the line. But again, that's gonna favor the Oathsworn. Oathsworn gonna get a free clean charge here. Gonna be shield side all the way, so that's good. And now, of course, he needs to pull out the Cav. Sword followers. Sure, whatever. He needs to headhunt battle rhythm, get in here. 109. This sword Galatian Legionnaire is dominantly winning. Here he's got a nice. He should definitely charge this with the Cav. He's got to get his numbers into the play now. Galatian Legionnaire going to the flank is a bit weird. This Cav is going to get a clean charge on the Galatian sword. Very nice. Very nice. Cycle charge coming in. General. In. Oh, I don't like this. He's pulled back his Oathsworn Gen. Like, it's actually safer to be in combat here, honestly. Cappadocian's losing a lot of men, though. A nice clean charge here on this Galatian sword. Just gonna insta-wipe it out, pretty much. But again, is Morr gonna get action on the flanks here? He's gonna route maybe this Galatian sword. If he can route it, it would be huge. If it doesn't, if it stabilizes, though, it did stabilize. That's not good. The Oathsworn not really getting a great engagement. Like, what is the Oathsworn doing here? It's not really fighting. Half the unit is fighting. It's getting sword-sided. It's terrible. The Oathsworn general is jerking off trying to kill fucking horse skirmishers. It's losing men to the javelins. And now the Levy Freemen again are not in great positions. Nice rear charge here though. Might even this fight out a little bit, but the fight's actually not great at the moment. The general is still just getting dumped. It would be so much safer if it was in combat, right? Cycle charge is going down here. Galatian sword's getting the better of this, but the flank is open now on this flank, and this Oathsworn is still here. The general is still getting dumped, however. This Galatian Legionnaire not liking getting recharged there, but the Cappadocians are super healthy. There's not much Cav on the field for Boyai now. These guys are chasing into no man's land. The Oathsworn haven't decisively won these engagements yet, so this is looking very solid for Ulda because he has the Cav advantage now. The general is very healthy, and he hasn't gotten infantry around the flank at all. And the center fights are not really just winning. Like, the center fights should just be completely winning for Boyai with the two oaths. But you can see this Oathsworn just getting sword side. Finally will turn around, but it's already at 67 men with only 34 kills. Only 34 kills. The Syrians are getting so much purchase here. The general looking healthy. This looks all said and done. Very, very comprehensive win for Ulda, I must say, because there's not any cav left in the field. The Syrians, I mean, they're not in precision shot, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, and there's going to be a collapse. And the reason why is the Oathsworn didn't get clean charges at all. They need to get clean charges, and they need to stay in combat. There's no reason to ever retreat your general there, because you just let him kill the Oathsworn, or the sword, the Galatian Legionnaire that he's fighting, and then you just continue on your merry way. And the Cav took so much damage on these initial engagements as well. And they were trying to, again, ISO kill fucking Galatian swords, Levy Freeman on the flanks, where the Cappadocians could support, or the Pila and Syrian damage could be sufficient. And yeah, this Oathsworn just got no value. General didn't even get much value. Like, the Oathsworn doesn't even have a chevron. Like, that's sort of kind of game losing, right? Like, if you don't have a chevron here. And of course, the general here is full health, so there's no reason to, and the Cappadocian as well, so there's no reason to fear anything getting into your Syrians. And yeah, I guess just by the skin of his teeth, Ulda will take it in pool 1 decider. A very close series, but yeah, I think it was sort of the YOLOs that doomed Morr. I think they weren't good enough in a lot of these games, and he was like missing charges or getting like strange angles that were like just bad for him. And now, of course, these Oathsworn just gonna get charged down by Cav that say, we don't really care how good you are in melee, we're just gonna knock you down, take you out. Syrians getting insane value. Okay, this one got pressured, so maybe a little bit less, but the other one's doing their job. And yeah, the Galatian Legionnaires, now you can see, look, oh, the Galatian Legionnaires are dying to the Oathsworn now, but why wasn't that at the start of the game? The Oathsworn were the most important units to just break through the lines, and then allow you to attack the Syrians as a group. As a combo of infantry and cav, attack the Syrians, attack the cav. But he tried to go too much on the flank, and he tried to like blob too much in the center, when the Oathsworn should just get in and kill, and then you just wait until the Oathsworn win, and then you press forward. But he kind of came in from the side with the Oathsworn, which means a lot of his models were not actually fighting, and they're actually just getting shot for free, right? Instead of like, you want to line, like, you want to be directly man-to-man against like the enemy infantry. That way the Syrians don't have any angle to hit you with. If you're fighting from the side, the Syrians can just shoot. Yeah, it'll be sword side a lot of the time, but still, it's free shots. Whereas if you're fighting, like, the lines are directly matched up into each other, that means that the Syrians will have no Oathsworn to shoot at besides like through their own men, so they just won't shoot. And yeah, the Cappadocians were very healthy. Galatian Raider got a lot of value. He didn't deal with the Jab Cav very well. I thought they got a lot of early damage. They got a lot of early damage and also continued to get damage throughout the game, pressure the Slingers. And then it just was a meat grinder type of charge. That again, Boyai should be favored because they have, let's say, okay, 2 Oathsworn kill 2 Galatian Legionnaires. Then sure, 3 Galatian Legionnaires fight 3 Swordfallers, okay, maybe slight advantage there. The Oathsworn will dominate 2 Galatian Legionnaires. But then you have 2 more Swordfallers to kill 2 Galatian Swords, and an Axe Warrior to kill a Galatian Sword. Your infantry fight should be so fucking dominant as Boyai in this matchup. But because of the way he like staggered and blobbed a little bit, he didn't get the full force of the infantry engagement, and his Oathsworn didn't get 2, like, easy fight wins, basically. And that really slowed down his aggression, which means the Cappadocians and Noble Horse and Syrians had more time to play and kill the Heavy Horse, kill the Slingers, and then eventually isolate the Oathsworn at the end of the game. So yeah, well played to both players. Obviously, it was a very close series, 3-2 in the end. But yeah, congrats to Ulda. He wins TWL Season 19, becomes the 3rd ever champion, I guess. And yeah, very competitive season overall. A lot of good series in the playoffs. And yeah, congrats, and I guess we'll see you guys in the next season, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed. Any last comments before we go? I mean, I'm not gonna unmute and talk to them, and we should do that. But yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your evening.